I didn't know how many occasions would be obvious and apparent. I didn't know how nice it would be to have you around, even if I never made the effort to visit you. You know, my sister said that it would be nice if I moved to where I grew up, because even if we didn't see each other all that often, really, or ever, it would be nice to know that I was close enough. I think of you now, after I had moved toward you and then moved away. I think you're ingrained in my head now, you and your stories, you with the way you wanted to show yourself off to people who you didn't like, or who made fun of things instead of feeling nervous about them. That is what I like about you. I don't know how to explain it any other way. I remember you coming by when I was at work, and you said that you were borrowing your dad's Jaguar and you wanted all of my coworkers to see it. And I thought, well, okay, if they have the time for this, you know, if you wanted to point out the car to them with me. And I saw you out the window, and I thought, yeah, that's a car. Once you gave me a ride in that car as well, and sure, it was a nice car, but it doesn't win me over. That the theory here is that I'm supposed to like you for who you are and not how much money you had or how much stuff you have. But God, it makes me think of how you would get in a huge argument with one of your friends, and you two would hate each other for like 2 weeks, and then you'd make up because she apologized and all would be well again. And I knew in the back of my head that they got mad at you because they didn't like your attitude, but they'd have to apologize for it because they liked the fact that they had perks of being with you, and the perks of being with friends who were rich. Never mind, I digress. Sorry. Once, when you and a girl that you were on a date with met me at a 50s restaurant, the waitress was insanely slow and we couldn't get her attention. And so you took your paper napkin and a plastic tropical drink knife and stabbed the paper napkin into a straw. And you said you felt like the Guyver because you had this rescue flag that we could use to be able to flag down our own waitress. You see, these are my memories with you. They're a little above and beyond the call of duty, and I guess that's who you are. We went to post-prom one year because we were in college. We ganged up with friends who were still had to go to college, and we ate at the top floor of the John Hancock building for dinner. And one of the high school girl dates was afraid of heights. Well, they were, boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were at their prom, and they were doing something extravagant, and they didn't want to mess anything up and look too young, versus you and I, of course, who were, everything at the ripe old age of 19, and we were feeding each other portions of our food, and I think they were shocked at us, but we weren't interrupting anyone. And, nobody thought that we were doing anything too wrong. And, lo and behold, we were having fun. Go figure. I don't know. We had this habit of making fun of things that, that were unfair to us. One guy that liked me, well, you made fun of him, and I'd be buckled over laughing. He'd come out of the rocks silently asking for food because they must have been starved because we were at Starved Rock, and they called the park Starved Rock, so we had to go there and make fun of it. And then there was this one guy who knew that you had said that you were an atheist. Oh boy. And instead of confronting him about it, you told me that no, you weren't an atheist because you praised this guy, and that if you were an atheist, you would have to be jokingly inserting his name into prayers, like, "Our Steve, who art in heaven." But what I think I remember the most is when I flew across the country to see you, and you were working, and you got me a map, and you gave me a key, and you told me to just go and do what you want to do. So I shopped and read in the sun and toured the college and felt somewhat, well, I felt like someone assumed for once that I was entirely capable of making my own decisions and being in charge of my own life, which is nice. What is my point from all of this? Well, maybe memories can seem poetic, but that it's nice when you don't feel nervous through life and you just make a point to live. How many people get a chance to do that?